This video is about trade log and the importance of a trade log, because if you're not going to keep a log of what's happening and why it happens and track the mistakes that you made or the areas where you're doing very well, you're not going to be successful trading stocks. You have to keep a trade log. And I thought, what better way to do it than to go into a position and mark the trade in the log, and then we'll just follow it until I exit the position, because I'm doing this basically live. I've entered a position. It's Netflix. It had a double bottom, and it had a swing pink high right leg W, and so that told me that there could be a pretty good reaction to it the following day. And so I'm starting this now. I purchased the position yesterday. I marked down a number of things in the trade log. I'm actually going to use my trade log as I've made it, and you can copy it or add your own ideas to it. But let me show you first off in this two charts. I have the Netflix daily on the right, and I have the Netflix 3 minutes on the left, and we're live. We're in the trading. It's about an hour or so after the market opened, and this is the January 19th, 2016, and I have I'll show you where the alerts were. First off, I've got to switch this over to the daily, and bear with me a minute. And now we're on the daily, and if you can see down here in the swing chart, this is where we had a swing pink high right leg W. We also had a trend red. It's basically a 2-day low angle down, but in reality, when you get to a 2-day low angle down, it's really a bottle nose down, and those are usually very powerful. And along with the right leg, the high right leg swing pink, we ended up this morning, it gapped up. Well, I'll give you the numbers here. It closed at 104.04, and it opened at 106.57. So it's 106.97 right now, 95. But it gapped up $2.50 this morning, which I kind of suspected it might, based on the swing pink and the bottle nose together. That's those two together are usually a really good sign. Now, going back, I'm going to flip this chart back to the 3 minute. Basically, I'll put it on the 1 minute interval. This chart right here is now moving in a 1 minute interval, and I want to for now I want to switch over to the trade log, and this is the log that I use when or for how I'm logging and trading my activities. The Bear with me a second. I've got to find my log here. Okay, there we go. You've in this, here it is on line number 5. First of all, I'm gonna highlight the standard lines that I have. It's the symbol and the date, the value, the time, the shares, how I located the particular position. Then I deal with the trend lines, moving this thing along. G is the trend lines. This isn't, keep in mind, I'm in an Excel spreadsheet. This is the only way to keep track of a trade log. This column right here is a date. I've got it marked as a daily chart, the key buy-sell signals. I've got marked down here the swings pink was in a high right leg W. The trend red was in a bottlenose down. And then trend red was in a 10-day double bottom as well. And it actually had a high M pattern in between. That may have been what I first saw, I'm not sure. But when you have a high M between the two, again, it's just a reflection of pressure volatility, especially when you're at the bottom of a cycle. So then the next column I have is describe moments after the purchase. And basically the price increased immediately, and the high today, now that was actually yesterday, the high yesterday was the 105.50. And I don't have any of the stuff marked down from today's activity. I just wanted to get this video started. My plan is to, I might make a mid-video to see how things are, just share with you some of the things that are going on. And then when I exit the position, I will make a second video if I don't make a mid-video, and explain all of the aspects of how the trade went. And then you can get a good feeling of what you need to do inside of a trade log. This next column here, after your, let me back up, I'm going too fast. I describe what's happening after the purchase. Then the next column is your weekly chart. The following column is your targets, your plans before you make these plans before you enter. And my plan is to hold this for 3 to 5 days, depending on how the alerts went, and just get out when I see a exit signal. Then mark down the days held. This column right here is your exit signals. And then you have your general comments, your reasons for sale, and then this column here is your transaction results, what did I learn, future recommendations, and then finally your financial results. And so those identify, this is what I use. You can mark your columns the way you want, but the important thing is that you keep track of them. And then you can categorize them in certain setups, like you might like to buy pink green bottoms or pink green tops, or you might like the fast action of red tops, red peaks or red spikes. You categorize those in your trade log and just watch them. Just go back and review them. Find out what you're good at. Find out what you're not good at. Find your mistakes. If you could have bought a candle that was going to increase much bigger the next day than the one you bought. It's a learning process as you go through this, but it's absolutely exciting how this system works. But you've got to keep track of what you're doing. So enjoy your time trading. And I am going to exit.